What's up guys, and welcome back to another daily outlook. In this daily outlook I will go over my main pairs and I will look at the chart to see what I'm looking for today. So as you can see on the daily, we now respected this demand zone and we create a new demand zone over here. So what I'm now looking for is that once we tapped into the supply, which we did previous week, we could trade down lower again in towards this demand, but from here I could expect some higher prices with the daily trend still being bullish. We also have some kind of ascending wedge in towards the downside, so I would also possibly see some upside in towards this all-time high for this year. So if I go over to the 4-hour, then I can see that we are 4-hour bearish and we took some liquidity above this high and tapped in towards a daily supply zone. Then we also got a 4-hour fractal break in towards the downside, meaning we created new supply, and this new supply could push price down lower in towards this demand zone. So that is what I'm looking out for the DXY first, and once we hit this demand zone, I will then look for further longs in towards at least the 0.5 FIP retracement, which are the premium prices of this swing structure. So this is what I'm looking out for, and then I will go over to Euro USD. So as you can see, we now are still 4-hour bullish, but we failed to break this high. So I think that some retracement is coming, and there are a lot of liquidity lows located over here. So for now we grabbed liquidity under this low. We almost stepped into that yearly level, which is a zone, so it could already push price up higher. And then we broke the 4-hour fractal again, so we now have a demand zone, and this could push price up higher in towards at least this supply zone. And then we will have to see and wait if this supply zones is strong and will push price then back down lower again in towards these liquidity lows, or if we are going to respect the 4-hour structure and we could trade up higher and break this supply zone. So I will definitely look at shorts from this supply if we get enough confirmation, and otherwise after we break this high, then I will look at some shorts, and then again this week I will look at some longs. But for now I'm waiting for this supply zone to get tested, and once I see some confirmation, then I will definitely short in towards the lows. So going over to GBP USD, you can now see that we started to pull back in towards the downside last week. So we created this supply zone, and now I'm looking for a tap in towards that supply, take some liquidity, and then wait for confirmation, of course, in order to go short in towards this demand and take some more liquidity under these lows. So going over to AUD, we are swing bullish, we took liquidity, we are inside demand, and we are inside discount levels, so it looks perfect to trade up higher again in towards the swing high, which is located at this high. And we now also created a new demand zone which could push price up higher. So at the moment I think we could just respect this demand and just trade up higher, but I will wait for Tuesday or tomorrow in order to see if we break the high once again, and then we could trade up higher, or if we now trade down lower, get a real tap into that here level, and then I will wait for an order flow switch in order to go long again. So I will just wait for now because the previous weekly low is still open and we could see a quick swipe and then we could trade up higher. So that is what I'm waiting just some more for more confirmation. Going over to Euro AUD, you can see that we still have a supply zone open over here, and we didn't yet tapped into that supply. So for now, I'm just waiting for that supply to get tapped, and then after confirmation, once again, I will look for further downside. For now, I'm not looking at any longs because this high gets respected by this high, and this high possibly could get respected by this high, and we could from here trade down lower. So for now, I'm just only waiting for this supply zone to get tapped, and then I will look for some further shorts in towards this demand zone, because from here we could then again trade up higher. So if I then go over to GBP AUD, as you can see, we took liquidity above this daily high, which is also the daily swing high. So for now, I'm not looking at any downside, but I'm waiting for a break of structure to occur, so a candle close above this high. So then I know that the swing high is broken, and then I know that a pullback can happen in towards this demand zone. So for now, it's just waiting, in my opinion, for a break of structure, and then I will look on the 4-hour for an order flow change. Boom, 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 and then I will look at some shorts to take some liquidity at the lows. If I then go over to CAD dollar, you can see that we are 4-hour bullish. We are inside this demand zone, and we took some liquidity under the lows, so we could trade up higher again. But then again, same thing as AUD itself, we still have the previous weekly low open, which is this low over here. So meaning that there is some liquidity located at that low. So I could possibly see a retracement to swipe the lows, take some liquidity on this low, and tap in towards this demand zone, this wick over here, and then after that wait for confirmation in order to look for longs. But CAD is definitely looking for longs this week, so that's why I'm looking at Euro CAD shorts, even though that we are 4-hour swing bullish and could trade up higher again in towards that swing high. So what I can see is that we now took liquidity above this high, and we got break of structures to the downside, so we could just trade down lower again in towards this demand zone. What I can see is that we have a demand zone which gets respected, we have another demand zone, and now we have another demand zone, and they all get respected, so this is bullish order flow. So once we tap in towards this demand, we then again could just trade up higher in towards that swing. So I'm now looking at some liquidity to get taken out on a lower time frame, possibly this high, and then I will look at lower time frame confirmation in order to go short in towards this demand zone. So going over to gold, my last pair, we now took liquidity under all these lows. So what is happening at the moment, early buyers are stepping in. So as you might know me, I want to see early buyers getting swiped, then look at some confirmation, and then I will be ready to look for longs again in towards that all-time high. So that was it, guys. I hope you liked it, and see you in the next one. Ciao.